millions travel across the world just to spend a few seconds in front of the Mona Lisa. But her global fame has almost nothing to do with the smile, and everything to do with a crime that transformed a quiet Renaissance portrait into the most famous painting on Earth. To understand how it happened, we need to return to a time when the Mona Lisa was not an icon, just another artwork hanging quietly in a French palace. For most of its existence, the Mona Lisa lived a silent, uneventful life. After Leonardo da Vinci died in 1519, the painting was acquired by King Francis I of France. Leonardo spent his final years at the French court, and from that moment on, the Mona Lisa became part of France's royal collections. Artists admired her, scholars studied her, but she was not yet famous, not yet mythical, not yet the global symbol she is today. All of that changed on the morning of August 21st, 1911. The Louvre opened like any normal day. 3 Italian workers, employed by the museum, slipped into the gallery. They lifted the Mona Lisa from her frame, wrapped it in a simple white cloth, and walked out with it tucked under an arm. No cameras, no alarms, no guards. Hours passed before anyone noticed the empty hooks on the wall. By then, the thieves were long gone. Newspapers exploded with the story. Crowds gathered at the Louvre not to admire the painting, but to stare at the blank space where she used to hang. The Mona Lisa wasn't just stolen, she had vanished, and the world became obsessed. The investigation spiraled into chaos. Detectives questioned museum staff, art dealers, even Pablo Picasso, who became a suspect for a brief moment. Rumors spread everywhere. Was she taken by a foreign power? By a secret collector? By an international art ring? For more than 2 years, the world searched for a portrait that most people had barely heard of before the theft. And that obsession, that sudden global mystery, is what transformed the Mona Lisa into a legend. In 1913, an Italian art dealer in Florence received a strange letter. The writer claimed he had the Mona Lisa and wanted to return her to Italy. The thief was Vincenzo Perugia, a former Louvre worker. He believed the painting rightfully belonged to Italy and was convinced, incorrectly, that Napoleon had stolen it centuries earlier. For 2 years, he hid the Mona Lisa inside a wooden trunk in his small Paris apartment. When the police finally entered his room, they found the painting carefully wrapped, untouched, and ready to be delivered to an Italian museum. The Mona Lisa returned to France as a national hero. Crowds lined the streets. Newspapers celebrated her survival. The Louvre became a pilgrimage site. In that moment, the painting stopped being an artwork. It became a story, a missing masterpiece, a sensational investigation, a dramatic return. The world loves a mystery. And now, the Mona Lisa had one. In the decades that followed, her fame skyrocketed. She traveled to the United States, Japan, and Russia, attracting record-breaking crowds everywhere she went. Millions waited for hours just to stand before the queen who had once disappeared. Her fame no longer came just from her smile, but from her narrative. The theft, the chaos, the investigation, the international headlines, and the return, all combined with Leonardo's genius, her strange emotional presence, and centuries of fascination. Today, behind bulletproof glass, the Mona Lisa watches over the largest crowds any artwork has ever seen. Part masterpiece, part mystery, part cultural memory. Her eyes follow us. Her smile challenges us. And her story, from Renaissance Italy to a Parisian heist, continues to fascinate the world.